Welcome to the COVID spike classification command line tool demo. In my current terminal, I have activated a conda environment with the tool installed from bioconda. The directory contains a demo zip file with Sanger reads in AB1 format and a directory containing the SARS-CoV-2 reference genome. To run the classification, we need to build some indices. We can do this with my build indices shell script, which you can grab from my GitHub repository if you need it. Let's run it. The indices are now built, so let's go back to the main directory. I'll run the tool with a standard output option to also print the results on the standard output for this demo. Running the tool generated a directory with the current date that contains the FASTQ base calls of the AB1 files that were processed. So if you ever want to rerun the tool at a later point, you can skip the base calling. It also contains a result.csv file that has the same results that were just printed on the screen. If we scroll up a bit, you can see that the CSV file contains the sample name and then basically a 0 and 1 list of all of the mutations that were found. In the first line, you can see that some of the first mutation positions that we looked at contain NA, meaning that there was no Sanger sequence that we could map to the reference for this position. But then the Sanger sequence stabilizes, and you can see that the rest of the mutations are being called. At the end, there's a text summary of all of the mutations found, and you can see which of the mutations were found and what the quality of the bases that were mutated were in the base calling here. You can also see that in this particular line, the base calling seemed to have failed, so this might be a bad sequencing run. All of the results are NA, and we're getting a warning that the DUG mutation was not found, and it possibly failed to map. And if we scroll up to the output of our mapping here, you can see that there in fact was one read where that read aligned 0 times to the reference. So this must have been our failed run here. Yeah, so that was the quick demo. Thank you.